Welcome to Bow Ties Sometimes Cool with myself, Ashley, and Ed. Good evening, Ed.
Good evening, Ash. How are you this evening?
Very good, thank you. I'm here with my cappuccino, which means I will probably be struggling to sleep in about 2 hours' time. But anyway.
Well, I'm here with my rather nice Jameson's Irish whiskey, which means I will be sleeping in a couple of hours' time.
And this evening, Ed, what are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about the 80s detective drama series starring the wonderful, much missed Angela Lansbury, Murder, She Wrote.
This, Ed, has got to be one of my favourites. This is kind of takes me back to my childhood because my mum loved. I say that as if she's not here with us anymore. She's alive. My mum loved Murder, She Wrote. And for anybody who's interested, actually, 5 USA Channel 21 on Freeview shows Murder, She Wrote all day on a Saturday. Just saying. But yeah, Angela Lansbury, fantastic in the role. Just love it. I've even got, the little binder that that's in the opening credits that she puts her little story in. I've even got one of those with Murder, She Wrote on. So yeah, brilliant series. But did you watch it much, or do you still watch it?
It was one of those things for me that was on. But really, with my sort of taste in TV, I should sort of revisit it because I think I probably like it more than I remember because I'm a huge fan of Agatha Christie. I like Miss Marple. I like Poirot. I love Death in Paradise. I love Father Brown. I like sort of quite genteel detective stories. So really, Murder, She Wrote should be right up my street. But to be honest with you, all I can remember is the classic theme tune, Angela Lansbury as Jessica Fletcher tending to have like hundreds of nephews and nieces that suddenly turned up out of the blue, and the dad from Happy Days being the police officer.
Well, you mentioning Agatha Christie there, you see. So apparently, the program is named after or like a spin on the classic film Murder, She Said. But yeah, Angela Lansbury in 1980 would it have been probably? This is before Murder, She Wrote. Yeah, she played Miss Marple, didn't she, in a TV movie?
Was it The Mirror Cracked?
The Mirror Cracked, yeah.
Mirror Cracked.
The Mirror Cracked.
Of course. Very simple. If only one looks at it the proper way. The world of the cinema, the village, it's all quite the same, really.
And do you think that was influential in her getting the part of Jessica Fletcher?
I think it probably helped her. I think the original person that they wanted for it was Doris Day. But she declined it from what I can gather. So, I don't know. It could have worked, maybe. Could have worked.
I met with the writers, Levinson and Link, and the writer, Peter Fisher, for a 1-hour mystery series involving a lady detective. She wasn't your normal kind of Miss Marple. She had a lot of qualities about her that I found very attractive.
So she's, no, I'll read your script because I like this concept of a woman detective, and she's strong-willed, and she's her own person.
I have certainly been very patient under the circumstances, but I know my rights and I insist on phoning my attorney.
It just seemed to be a wonderful meeting of the minds.
And then she told us something, and our collective hearts sank. She said that weekend she was going to read a new sitcom from Norman Lear. And I will tell you Monday morning which one I choose. It'll be one or the other. We figured, we're dead.
The half hour didn't work out, even though I met with the producer. But Jessica Fletcher, there was something about it that I found very attractive, and I thought, I can do something with this.
And sure enough, Monday morning, she called and said, I'm yours. And that was great. That was the beginning.
The series that she was going to be in still took another year to get to air for some reason. I'm not sure why. And that series was going to be the Golden Girls. So she was nearly one of the Golden Girls, yeah. So, and then there's another little connection there with the Golden Girls because one of Angela Lansbury's biggest friends from working in like stage and what have you was the lady that plays Dorothy in Golden Girls. What's her name?
B. Arthur.
Which apparently another tedious connection to Murder, She Wrote is why Jessica Fletcher's middle name is Beatrice.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know there was a middle name, but I've learned something there.
It's almost like the Golden Girls and Murder, She Wrote are sort of intertwined. And talking about intertwined, I suppose, as well, is you don't get this very often, really, in terms of TV shows crossing over. But Murder, She Wrote exists in the same universe as Magnum, because they did a couple of crossover episodes. So Magnum PI was in Murder, She Wrote a couple of times.
What, Tom Selleck was in it?
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. So the two the universes collided and they crossed over.
Yeah. Fabulous. I mean, in the same way into the UK, Midsummer Murders crossed over with The Killing.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't realise.
Yeah, 100th episode of Midsummer Murders. It was called The Killing. It's called The Killing in Copenhagen. And Inspector Barnaby and his sidekick, whoever it was at the time, go to Copenhagen to solve a murder and meet up with the cast of The Killing and solve the murder together.
Oh God! Okay, cool. So I'm just trying to think, what else is there? So 264 episodes, 12 series, 4 TV movies. It's quite a success, really. To be fair,
huge. That is absolutely massive.
Oh, there's some funny things though. I mean, because let's be honest, like Cabot Cove, where she lives, it's a bit like Midsummer, isn't it? You know, it's got to be probably one of the most unluckiest places to live. I think literally, you know, she's had 206. Well, if there's been 264 episodes, that means at least 264 people that she happens to have encountered have died. And I remember seeing on eBay some like T-shirts where it was a picture of Jessica Fletcher with like holding a little sign saying, "I killed them all." You know, because in reality, back in the real world, there would be like, you'd think there's something going on here with this woman. 264 people who have entered her world have died. So shall we have a look at, because you know, Ed, we can't do a show, can we, without facts? Shall we have a look at some facts? But although, to be fair, I've done quite a few with just talking without even realising. So Jessica Fletcher lived at 698 Candlewood, Cabot Cove, Maine. Just in case you were wondering, and you want to put that in a pub quiz question. The harbour of Jessica Fletcher's hometown, Cabot Cove, is actually the Jaws Lake on Universal Studios tram tour. Lansbury earned Emmy nominations for Best Lead Actress in the Drama Series for each of the show's 12 seasons, but failed to win any. Oh,
that's unfair.
That's a bit of a shame, isn't it? What was that? That was Emmys, was it? I think she won some Golden Globes for it, though. I think she's got like the record for the most nominations for anybody in a drama series, I think. So even though she might not have won many, I think at least she holds that record.
Yeah, been nominated.
So let's have a quick look. We've done that on Guild series. Okay, so the series became the longest running American primetime scripted series, then on the air after Cheers. Well, that's not a very interesting fact, is it? It starts off so well, the longest running, and then after Cheers. So the way I read it,
it's not the longest running.
No, it's the most pointless fact I've ever read. Now this is interesting. This is referring to the Agatha Christie connection. So she was actually in 2 Agatha Christie films. Let's have a look. There was The Mirror Cracked in 1980. So that, I mean, we were right in that. That's where she played the lead of Jane Marple. But she's also in Death in the Nile, on the Nile even. Death on the Nile.
With Peter Houston.
That'll be the one. Hey, now this is interesting, Ed. We've already alluded to it before. The population of Cabot Cove is 3,650. So should we work this out? Yeah, let's work this out. I
have no calculator, but you're looking at almost 10% of the population.
Yeah, it's 7.23%. Or let's put it another way: 3650 divided by 264. You've got a 13-to-1 chance of being murdered.
But what are the property prices like there?
Rock bottom, I would imagine. You'd have to pay people.
And even worse, if you know Jessica Fletcher, you're finished.
You've had it, yeah. You absolutely had it.
13-to-1 chance of being murdered there, but that must go like almost like a 2-to-1 if you know Jessica Fletcher.
But to be honest with you, yeah, she's the kiss of death. She's the kiss of death. So, unbelievable.
Oh dear.
However, despite being surrounded by murder. She always finished every episode on a happy note, which is how we will finish this in actual fact. So, on that bombshell, Ed, it's been a joy. It's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from you.
Goodbye.
Until next time, we've been Bowtie Sometimes Cool. Please like and subscribe.
Thank you.